What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crew 2, and in this video I'm going to take a look at the Pontiac Firebird TA Golden Wings Edition. So if you guys do want to get this vehicle, you will have to buy the Motor Pass, but luckily you can actually get the Motor Pass with in-game money, so I do think that's going to attract a lot more players to these vehicles now, and this car is obviously going to be a reference to one of the best movies ever, which is Smokey and the Bandit. And similar to most of the other motor passes, we're not going to have any customization for this vehicle, but then again, I would say this vehicle is already customized and I really don't think a lot of players would actually change it. One of my favorite things about this car compared to the regular one in the game is the fact that the rims are indeed going to be painted there. They look really good matching the other color of the car. I really do love the black and gold. I actually did see one of these cars in real life that looked just like this, so I can definitely respect these builds, and my goodness, I really do love the look of the Pontiac Trans Am. This car is definitely beautiful, and I really do think the version of this one matching the one in the movie is definitely going to be a lot of people's favorite car. I will also show the interior view of the car here in a second when I do the outside look of it, but you can also see the different color of the interior in the vehicle. So if I had a feeling, I would say a lot of players are most likely going to pick this Trans Am over the regular one. Is this car going to be faster and or have the exact same top speed as the regular Firebird? But let's go take an outside look of the Pontiac Trans Am right now and a closer look at the interior. Then we definitely have to take this vehicle on a quick top speed test just to see how it might actually compare to the regular Firebird. Then we will also jump into a street race to really test out its overall performance. But now taking an outside look of the Golden Wings edition, I think we can all agree this car is definitely going to look a lot better than the regular Firebird. I really do love the gold that goes around it, plus that black color looks really good on here. And I don't know why, but I really dig the rims on this car as well. I really do like how the rims on this car are actually like a gold painted color. I would really like it if we can actually paint the rims in the game a little bit more. My goodness, you literally cannot paint most of the rims, so seeing rims like this definitely make the car look a lot better. And now taking a look at the interior view of the Golden Wings edition, I really do like the gold inside of this car. I mean, that steering wheel looks really good. I love how the back of the dash looks as well. Plus, I did notice the knob over there does look to be gold as well. So I would say the interior of this one is definitely going to be a lot better than the other one, even though these cars are insanely similar. Now besides all that, let's go do a top speed test on the Pontiac Firebird Golden Wings Edition. I do want to see how this car may actually compare to the regular Firebird as well. One thing I did notice is sometimes the Motor Pass vehicles can actually be faster, and sometimes they're also not going to be as well, and it's kind of hilarious because the regular version of a car might actually be better than the Motor Pass, but then again, they're technically different cars, so to speak, in a way because of like a body kit or maybe the way that car might actually be set up. But nonetheless, though, let's see what the top speed of this Golden Wings is right now. So 241, 245 right there. And I am going down a hill, but oh, here's some flat ground. So 246 it looks like. Wow, so 250 right there, but you are going through most of your nitrous, so I would say the legit top speed of this vehicle is probably going to be 245 to 246, similar to the regular Firebird. Now, if you really wanted to, you could say the top speed is probably like 250, but I feel like you're going to go through way too much nitrous, so I would not actually consider that the top speed. But nonetheless, though, 245 is still going to be quicker than some of the better street cars in the game. Now jumping right into the street event with the Pontiac Firebird, the Goldwing Edition, aka the Smokey and the Bandit Edition, because I feel like that's how a lot of players are most likely going to remember this vehicle. So after the driving I have done with it so far, I would say this car is going to be very similar to the regular Firebird in the game at the moment. I would say they might handle maybe a little bit differently, but for the most part, I would say their speed is almost going to be the exact same. Sure, this car might be able to go a little bit faster, maybe like 2 or 3 miles an hour, but let's be honest, though, that's probably not going to really help the vehicle all that much. And besides that, I would say the biggest thing between both of the Firebirds is probably going to be the look of this one. I personally like the look of this one a lot more than that one. I mean, I do think it looks a lot better. I like how the gold goes around it, plus the rims are actually painted. I would really love for us to be able to paint rims. My goodness, can you all imagine that in the Crew 3 or Motorfest, whatever that game's actually going to be called? But regardless though, if you were looking at getting these vehicles, I would say they're probably going to be the best use of actually just using them to like maybe cruise around or mess around with your friends or something like that. Now you could grind races out with them, but I really do feel like a lot of players are probably not going to do that only because they could pick other cars that will do a little bit better. I would say you most likely will want to get the races done as quickly as you can, and unfortunately having a car that might be a little bit slower like this one and or maybe struggle going around turns, and if you guys are running manual, shifting this thing is going to be a bit of a nightmare compared to like the Superleggera, or maybe you want to grind out races and get parts and followers, then you probably could use this vehicle, but again, I feel like it's going to be a bit of a chore to actually use it. I would say the biggest thing about the Trans Am though is the fact that we actually have this generation in the game. I personally really like this car in real life, and I think they're really nice, and I was kind of waiting for these to actually be added into the Crew 2, so it's definitely going to be nice to see this thing in here. I know on Instagram on the Crew 2 page, I know they did show like the photo of the Into the Storm update, and a lot of people in the comments were saying that was a Trans Am, and they seem pretty happy to see this thing, so I would definitely say that's going to be a plus there because this car definitely does belong in the game. I would recommend taking a look at this vehicle, and if I had to guess, I would say a lot of players are most likely going to get the Motor Pass, so definitely check out this vehicle. You will not regret it, and here are the settings I'm currently running on this vehicle.